Oh, no. Oh, no, I did it again. Oh, no. Oh. Oh. Why is it all the most frustrating conversations start right, right when we're about to start the stream? Oh, yeah, more arguing on the internet. Oh, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so, Jimmy. Say it ain't a day that ends in Y. Oh my god, I got 9 pages done? Holy fuck. Holy fuck, I didn't realize I wrote that much. I didn't realize I wrote that much, but apparently I wrote 9 pages. Woo! Oh, prepare yourself, because I thought I was cooking with some of these pages. So here we go. We're gonna get right into it. Because yesterday, I just wasn't feeling it yesterday. And then late in the day, I was like, you know what, I'm feeling it. So I started writing, got diddly squat of sleep. I think 4 hours of sleep. And I got up and I started writing again. So here we go. Now we're going to backtrack a little bit from where we were, and then we'll continue onwards from there. We're going to get to the end of chapter 1, and then we'll start chapter 2. This before or after we check on what their future plans are. Because they were running the company hard for the past few months while courting Everglade. Likely in hopes of a better buyout offer. In all likelihood, they're going to want to cut costs now. It's brought a grim air to the entire department while everyone turned to look at Isaiah. Well, that is certainly a possibility. One would hope our specialization would exempt us such cost analysis threats, but given it seems the son wants to dip quick on his old man's investment in life's work, Master Crowley couldn't help but shrug before he stood up and looked about the department. It was a strange feeling to think it could well be the last time the department would look in this state. Perhaps they would drop some of the apprentices, or maybe even one of the masters. It wasn't like many business owners knew much about the mages working for them unless things went pear-shaped. I'm gonna do one change here. I'm going to change that stood up part, because I have a better stand up later. Yeah. For a mage, you had to expect the consequences of an action. When spells fizzled, it wasn't just a failure to cast. It was a cruel and devastating backlash that could leave you permanently crippled. Thus, many veteran wizards would invest heavily in contingency plans and backups where they must. This wasn't even including those crazy bastards known as war wizards, who actually signed up to serve their country in conflicts, able to wield power even in the thick of things where the metal meets the meat. It took a special unwavering will to perform such feats. Isaiah wasn't perfect, nor was his will as ironclad as those veterans, but his mastery of the flow of magic and the knowledge to cast from all 8 mortal spheres is what made him stand out. He had suffered a backlash only 3 times in his life, each of them a devastating injury that he was thankfully able to recover from. His right hand still felt strange to this day, for when the old one was chipped away as a solid ice chunk of blackened flesh and sores, it had left its mark on him. Regrowing a new one was a careful process, and he was thankful he had one of the best teachers to aid his recovery. It took him so many years to regain the confidence he had lost, but that drive had always been in him, a singular obsession to push ever further. Now he was faced with the realization that this drive had placed him in the tender care of a greedy fool, and the wheels began turning once more. Thus he made his decision, and would confront those bigwigs at the top directly. A slightly showy rise from his chair as he stretched and yawned. This was in stark contrast to the building fire within himself that he was trying to temper. Well, there's no sense beating around the bush. A mage should never seek to be blindsided by easily clarified positions. I'll go meet with the current big swinging dicks and see if we are still on stable ground or not. Isaiah then turned his attention to Jeremy and offered a soft smirk. You may get out of your little field trip for a time, lad. You should still go of your own accounting. I'm going to change lad to kid, because that's the way he views him. Jeremy wanted to raise a fuss, but the department head just waved a dismissive hand and looked to the other two masters. Brandon would carry the knowledge for the night shift, and Belagar would be here for the first shift of the day, thus would be responsible for informing the second shift. All other call-outs and distractions were ignored as he marched his way out of the department and back to the elevator he had left only minutes ago. Virexes did not linger either, as his strange waddle brought him to the elevator doors alongside his contracted master. It was only as he really looked at the man he could sense the growing tension and annoyance building within him. Perhaps it would be best to get his mind thinking on other matters for a time. You know, Master, we should really go to the other side too. Can think of it as a vacation of sorts. The man raised a brow as the elevator doors opened, and he stepped inside, much to the horror of one poor office temp. Oh, and what might be the reason for that? The worker looked around panicked, unsure if he was being spoken to, but choosing to remain silent. The elevator panel already lit with the destination for the finances department, while the mage depressed the button for the executive floor. You need the rest, and I need to trade for more rumors, secrets, and gossip. I can't stand that the other familiars in the department have such juicy information, and I have nothing to trade for it. The little lizard folded his arms over his chest and flicked his tongue a few times, as the elevator doors shut and the lift began to rise. I just don't understand how it is a currency for you all. You can't trust it, you know. That doesn't matter. There are markings to it. We can't just make up a story. We have to gather the words properly. This made the man draw both hands up, covering his eyes for a moment, before dragging them down and pulling the skin along his cheek in a frustrated sigh. And how do they get so completely messed up then? Virexes looked up at the man and shrugged his shoulders, a rather strange act for a monitor to do. Each of us takes a different keen interest from the sharing of it. If us familiars could do more than see other familiars, like, if I could talk to my friends and family regularly without visiting the other side, I would. But I need you to make that happen now, so I can update my stock of gossip. This is why your gossip is so unreliable. If you each take only what interests you in each telling, and only spread that, it's no wonder that everything is such a confused and jumbled mess. Lizard didn't respond, but offered a smile, which was only momentarily interrupted when the doors opened on the elevator and the office temp hastily retreated from the crazy ghoul talking to himself. No one else dared to offer their company before the doors closed and the elevator moved up towards the 100th floor steadily. Deciphering the true truth of any secret is the ultimate prize for us. There are special brokers who... Good Lord. If you just accurately retold the gossip from the beginning, you wouldn't need special brokers. The lizard looked at him confused and tilted his head, tongue flicking a few times as the man looked back down at him. Where's the fun in that? How does anything in the arcane ever get done? Surely those who observed the incident... Isaiah stopped his train of thought before he held up a hand before Virexes could speak. No, never mind. You said you only take interest in what matters to each of you, so no one on the other side tells the exact details, and you need 1,000 different versions to piece it together. Yep. The smug smile on the monitor's face cemented the utter insanity of the familiars and their baffling rumor is riches mentality. Yet there was no further chance to dissect the absurdity of it all as the doors opened to the executive floor, where the boardroom and top of the food chain sat above all others in the company. As the pair stepped from the elevator, the secretary looked up and visibly jumped before she raised a hand up and started to dial someone with the other. "Sir, you can't be on this floor." Her voice was shaky, and she got even more nervous as the man stepped from the elevator and casually walked towards the doors going in, almost ignoring her completely. "Cute. Department heads have every right to be here." He waved a dismissive hand at her as Verexes couldn't help but chuckle that the department ghoul was so unwanted that his rank within the company didn't lend him noteworthiness within it. The dismissive tone didn't stop the woman dialing before she brought up the phone and spoke quickly, almost hushed. "Security to the executive floor." That certainly stung his pride, but given these were all mundane dunderheads, he didn't pay much mind to the bruising. Instead, he fished out his badge and flashed it for her as he walked straight to the door and swiped it, granting him access into the interior space. Even so, the woman tried to stop him, only flinching back when she noticed the belt of tools around his waist and flinched away. And stepped away. Instead of flinch away. I did flinching back already. It was a natural response for many. I need a comma there. For many just assumed mages only ever used magic. And while that may be the case for some more isolated spell slingers, being in dense population centers meant more risks. Thus Isaiah himself had 2 knives, his trusty sidearm, several reloads for it, and various pouches filled with rune-etched stones for emergency. To an outsider, the man looked to be a crazed monster, and as he lowered his arm from the security card reader, the expensive suit jacket covered the belt once more. He didn't wait for the mess to be sorted, and instead shut the security door behind himself as he walked inside. Shockingly, 2 bodyguards were already waiting for him, and he offered a casual wave of his hand. This level of bland, everyday behavior threw both of them for a loop, and they had to do a double take before at last one of them called out, "Fuck me. You look worse than normal." Isaiah offered a chuckle, though it was one that held some bitterness back. "Thank you kindly. Heard that a lot today. Is Archie in today?" The 2 bodyguards sighed, and then one raised up his hand to his earpiece before triggering the microphone. "Cancel security call to executive. It was the department head of the DSD giving everyone a fright." The man released the button and then started to walk past Isaiah. "I'll head and call Miss Atkins down. You can show him to the CEO. He's hunkering down with the CFO as we speak." "Perfect timing. I need to talk with both of them." "One of these days, you're going to get yourself shot." The lizard spoke up as he continued to waddle beside the man who followed the second bodyguard. "Yeah, well, depending how this conversation goes, I may not need to worry about that." The man escorting him raised a brow, but didn't want to pry too much. After all, every single employee of the Defensive Spells Department was a weirdo. Thus he chose to keep his stoic silence as he brought the man to the CEO's office and gave a few knocks, waited for the counter, and opened the door. The room was decorated as one might imagine someone with no true taste, but far too much money would. Lots of gold finery, statues, bookstops holding books that never saw the light of day beyond a dusting, and of course, the finest of carpets and furniture to round out the look. The stark contrast between the old man and his son was unmistakable, and that is probably why Isaiah always felt the way he had. Said man, seated in a chair with a back high above his head as if in mimicry of a throne, had his palms pressed together and face resting against them comfortably. It was a dismissive way to look at anyone that entered the room, and that self-assured confidence on his face was ill-earned. Perhaps this was a blessing, though, as nothing was more insufferable than arrogance born of genuine deservedness. He had perfectly slicked black hair and red hue, just as his father had, with a beard and mustache that looked sculpted from a magazine about powerful leaders. Calling the man a clown masquerading as someone of import was often at the forefront of Isaiah's mind, but he always bit his tongue for the sake of the man's father. Those cold green eyes glared at the unwanted specter of the DSD, and the slightly fat fingers soon moved so the man could allow his voice uninterrupted movement into the open air to grace the peasantry. To what do I owe this unexpected visit? This is when the second man, sitting in a recliner off to the side and currently finishing a drink, made himself known. It seems our local ghost wants to have a chat, Archie. The two bodyguards in the room remained in the corners and facing inwards, watching Mr. Crowley intently for any signs of aggression. Instead, he offered a smile, one forced but at least feigning affableness. Mr. Stettler is correct, sir. That Mr. Stettler was a thoroughly unpleasant rat of a man, not in countenance, but in a duplicitous way he functioned as a human. He and the CEO were best friends, thus it was obvious that he would be given a position of prominence within the company. Unbeknownst to Archie, though, the CFO was far smarter and more cunning than he was, with no petty concepts of bonds to hold back his ambitions. Mr. Abraham Stettler was dangerous. Isaiah was positive he could read the dissatisfaction within that forced smile. I'm gonna say this, the rat. Isaiah was positive the rat could read the dissatisfaction within that forced smile. His cold gray eyes certainly spoke of a man who could read the very soul of someone to find their weaknesses. The short and yet spiky blonde hair he graced his head with acted as a warning sign of the firm-cheeked and square-jawed man that stood near to Mr. Crowley's own height. There was no facial hair to even attempt to soften that calculating look. Well then, get on with it. We had ourselves a scare from your visit. No need for you to lurk over long. The smirk on his face always disgusted Isaiah, for it reminded him of those who desperately grabbed for power. There have been troubling rumors spreading across the company, and I wish to get a proper accounting of things. This caused both of the other men to raise their brows and suddenly get serious. For starters, we have heard about the failed buyout from Everglade, and we will need funding to send some of the apprentices to their education. The hook was baited, perhaps from a petty sense of revenge, but at the moment Isaiah was feeling particularly repulsed. Thus he was not surprised when the CEO stood and scowled at him, even as Isaiah himself continued to wear the forced smile. I don't know where you got that information, but we are mages after all. His tone was matter of fact, and thus the interruption would be all the more effective. It seemed something within him had finally snapped upon hearing the son's betrayal of the father's vision. Maybe I would say his father's vision, because the father's makes it sound a little too cultish. This made Archie Corvos click his teeth and furrow his brow hard. A bunch of con artists are more like it. What use is a mage in an age of guns and technology? You even carry a gun around yourself because magic is nothing in this modern age again. Modern world. Mr. Crowley kept his smile on his face, though he could see the slight worry that tugged at Mr. Stettler, who attempted to intercede. Now, I'm sure they have a place for a reason. After all, every major company has a magic department. It was far too late, though. The idiot in the room had taken the bait, and the hook was buried deep in the failings of the buyout. One last push to really ensure it was lethally attached. So how about the payment for the apprentices, Archie? The utter indignation from the man was inescapable, and Mr. Stettler even stood to try and intercede once more, but such diplomacy was done for. "You want more money for your useless leaking ship of a department?" The CEO's hands were firmly planted on his desk as he leaned forward, the anger in him bulging a vein along his forehead. "How dare you come up here and interrupt things of import?" "Oh?" The smile finally faded from Isaiah's face, and immediately it was as if the temperature in the room plummeted. Mr. Stettler was carefully moving himself along the wall towards one of the bodyguards, but his eyes remained locked on Mr. Crowley. The other bodyguard was about to move. Whoops. Won the bodyguard. The other bodyguard was about to move, but the CFO called him off just as Archie Carvos started to realize the gravity of the situation. "It seems you have no concept of what our department does for this company. Then again, what does this company even do these days, Coasting on the dreams of a better man? Your father had vision and drive. It was a privilege to work for him. Now he was a Corvos I could respect." A Carvos. Oh God, that's a hard last name to say. I'm gonna keep it. Fuck it. Isaiah began to tense up, his right hand carefully moving to slide those fingers along the edge of his coat. The parallel thinking of his mind already started to formulate the shielding spell as the coldness and indifference of his face dominated the room. Archie was attempting not to give away the fear on his own. Fear on his. There we go. That's better. Fear on his. The bravery of the foolish. While Mr. Stettler was holding firmly to the arm of the second bodyguard to stay his action. "You think you can bully me, ghoul? You are nothing to this company. You aren't needed in this company." "That is where we both come to an agreement. I don't want to be part of a company of vultures picking at the rotting scraps of someone greater." Vrixes was tense, but this was juxtaposed to the incredible gossip he was formulating in his head at this very moment. "Thus, I think you will find I shall leave for the day. But I wouldn't expect to find my services or protections on offer for you, little Archie." Oh. Mr. Stettler tensed up ever more as his gaze looked from the mage to the CEO, a strange mixture of fear of the former and annoyance at the latter. He had such plans that this now jeopardized. For how better to get a great mage on your side than offering them a lifeline when they were cast out? "That suits me just fine, because you're fired." "You can't fire someone that already quit, little Archie." Isaiah slowly turned and offered a casual wave of his left hand, the right now tracing the lining of his inner coat and nearing the gun. If anyone wanted to do something stupid, he would be ready, but perhaps they would let him leave the room. "May thy work come to naught, and the rebuke be permanent." To these mundane minds, such a phrase only spoke of minor annoyance and pettiness masked with a faux politeness. To a mage, though, such a saying was a declaration of outright contempt and ill will given form. The lizard hurriedly waddled out alongside his master, who, against every ounce of desire in him, carefully closed the door and departed. The seething malice flowing through him was pulsating, but thankfully falling away as if ash from a fire. He felt damn good about how it all went down, and he was not hurting for cash, for living like a pauper, beyond the required needs, on a well-manned salary, gave him a sizable cushion. At the same time, Vrixes was greedily rubbing his hands together as he kept pace with his master, for such a display was sure to be juicy currency to use in prying the secrets from the other familiars in the department. Given they would not be welcome back here, he would need to milk them dry of everything they knew on Everglade, so that he could get such praise from his contractor. The bodyguard and the secretary were still in talks as Isaiah walked past them, barely offering even a nod of his head as he made his way to the elevator once more. At the current rate, he would spend more time inside it than actually having done work today. Perhaps that was a welcome change from the business-as-usual grind, and a vacation sounded good before he would tempt other companies to take him in. For the first time today, he felt a genuine sense of relief, and as the elevator doors closed to take him back to the DSD, he smiled brightly. And that's the end of Chapter 1 for Corporate Wizardry. We're going to go into Chapter 2 here in a moment, but I want to pause for a second. What did you guys think of Chapter 1's ending? Oh my god. Excuse me. Again, and now you're finding out why. If all the spirits could talk to each other, why is it you shouldn't trust anything that's said on the spirit net or what any spirit actually says? And this is why. They can't help themselves. They only take note of the details. They only take note of the details that are most pertinent to themselves. Sort of like he's not going to mention the other bodyguards or the tenseness in the room or anything like that. He's going to talk about the fire in which my master spoke and rebuked the CEO, and like it's going to be like, oh my god. And of course, because none of the other familiars are there or were there, they're all going to be like, more details, more, everything you've got, please. Is CFO intentionally sinking the company? The CFO is a corporate raider. The CEO is just a spoiled idiot, right? The CEO is a spoiled idiot. The CFO is a corporate raider through and through. So what he's doing is he tried to get Everglade to buy them out, which would then offer him a golden parachute out of the company because he understands how Everglade actually operates. And what he was going to do then was a corporate raider always tries to take the thing of value. Mr. Stetler knows that Isaiah is the thing of value. He wants Isaiah. He doesn't care about the company itself. He wants Isaiah. So the plan was, and this was talked about earlier in Chapter 1, Everglade doesn't use mages, which is completely fucking unheard of. And everyone's like, how do they keep their trucks from being raided or like sabotage or things like that without mages? How the fuck do they do it? And no one knows for sure, except, obviously, chat, you guys know why, because I've explained what Everglade actually is multiple times. But most people, the vast majority of people in Rosentia have no concept of how Everglade isn't getting raided. And a lot of them chalk it up to the size and resources Everglade has at its disposal might, insulate them from being raided because they are the single biggest conglomerate in Rosentia by a mile. They are massive, massive company. And maybe pissing them off might be a bad idea. That's where the mundane mind kind of goes to. But again, for everyone here in the chat, they know Everglade is an actual tribe of Wolverine, and they can protect their own shit with their own claw glyphs and runic symbols and everything. They don't need mages for that. But yeah, so anyways, and what Mr. Stetler was saying there was this will jeopardize his plans. His plan was the Carvos company gets bought by Everglade it'll be explained later. Carvos is a technology, software engineering firm. And so he wants them to get bought by Everglade, which will then give him a golden parachute out, because the infamous thing with Everglade is that they get rid of all the executives at the companies they buy, and they put their own executives in charge. So that's what he's expecting. He's like, okay, golden parachute out, and then because Everglade will kick out all the mages, he will then come to Isaiah with an offer, be like, I can't believe they let you guys go. Like, you know, hey, if you stick with me, I'll try and find us a new place or something like that. I've got some contacts, things. So it's that kind of wheeling and dealing, the scheming. That's why Isaiah, even though it's the narrator, it's Isaiah's thoughts. The narrator specifically mentioning the fact that Isaiah views Mr. Stettler as a rat. He's just a conniving, scheming little shit. Now, Mr. Stettler doesn't realize that Isaiah's got his fucking his name pegged. He's got his number perfectly sculpted on his forehead. But yeah, that's what Isaiah knows of Mr. Stettler, and he also considers Mr. Stettler dangerous because, again, he doesn't have scruples. He doesn't have bonds. Like, he is ready to dump Archie in a heartbeat. That's why he was so annoyed with Archie, like, fumbling over his own plans. Yeah. Now, we'll get into Chapter 2. Chapter 2, Magic is Business. The old man moved with a surprising amount of dexterity as he followed the simple stretching and workout guide on the television screen. It had become his daily routine in his long years of life to ensure that he could stave off the reliance of mobility devices ever longer. Damn it, if he had his way, he would die at some point long before the necessity of a cane, stroller, or, may the spirits forgive him, a scooter. The very idea that he would be helpless without the aid of technology as a crutch made him incensed. And thus, for the past 80 years, he kept stretching and working out. In the past decade, he had discovered these daily exercises that helped get him in the mood for a proper bit of lifting, and thus the routine set in stone. He didn't even stop as the buzzer rang to alert him of his guest, who, as he always did, simply wandered inside with a basket full of groceries. This strange fellow looked the old man up and down before sighing and grumbling. How is it that you always make me feel so incredibly lazy?" His voice was gruff and reverberated across the entirety of his massive frame, of which often drew comment. This intimidating size was further bolstered by the black long coat and dark gray suit beneath that added sharp angles to the presentation. If the old man had to take pride in anything in his incredibly advanced years, it was that he could make one of these beasts feel lacking in some way. "Oh, you know me. Need to keep limber and spry. We can't all be blessed by the gods with your physical acumen." The old man wore the neatly brushed white hair and full beard well, which added a certain dignity to him. This dignity he desperately wished he had 100 years ago, but better late than never at all. Though he had to admit his incredible foiling had granted him a new perspective and capability within the world, so perhaps it wasn't all bad. "You could try to pay flattery towards us all you want, but you will never..." "Bah, I am just being honest. You wolves hold on to grudges far too tightly, though. I suppose, given your nature, that is to be expected." His interruption made the giant of a man growl audibly. A thing it took him an exceedingly long time to learn was not an act of intimidation. But it was not an act of intimidation itself, but intensity of feeling. Not all of them would let such an act slip out, but if there were any that could be coaxed into it, it was certainly the biggest and strongest of their caste. Thus the mountain of a man's golden eyes burned with an exceptional contempt, while they stared harshly into the vibrant purple of the old man's own. All the while the slightly disheveled black hair added a feralness to his appearance, such to make lesser men back down immediately. That old fool, a braggart and a bumbling idiot that caused so much devastation from his unthinking actions and unashamed bravado. Oh my god. No, brain, don't. My brain tried to sidetrack me there. Complete and utter devastation. Fuck. Even standing there half naked, save for the sweatpants currently maintaining any modesty, he carried himself with a pride and purpose he should not have. He desperately wanted to put the old dog in his place beneath the wolves. Yet it was then the white-haired man turned entirely to acknowledge the giant and slowly gave a bow before him. The act of submission caused the tensions to simmer noticeably, as the juggernaut huffed a few times and let his arms slacken. In his time spent amongst the wolves, he learned what the true warning signs for violence were, such as the stiff arms and focused glare, two signs he did not want to encourage in one of his hosts. I apologize for the offense given to you, Kendrick. I just wish to speak the truth with you, for I believe you deserve that much. Kendrick scowled some and began to turn back to his task, setting out the groceries, but kept an eye towards the old man. For though he was of incredible age, he was still a mage, and one that had been inflicted with the bite a century ago. No human of 118 should have the body of a 30-year-old. Thus the sight always made the beast despondent, in spite of the fact his own age was in excess of the mageling. You can couch your harsh words and hide them behind an apology, one where you doubled down on the offense, I might add. The old man offered a smile and raised both his hands up and out once more to highlight his submission, but Kendrick simply scoffed. Honestly, the chieftain should have just killed you, Salazar. But he didn't, and though we were rather bitterly opposed at the time, I'm very grateful for his decision. Besides, have I not paid back my debt to your tribe? This made the mountain of a man slam his fist down on the table and glare at him, which caused the mage to shut up quickly. Not even fucking close. Your debt is not paid until he is healed, and only then can you even have a hope of lessening your sins. Salazar knew that such an action, especially as he watched Kendrick stiffen once more and his movements become more robotic, was the final straw. He now truly needed to comply and submit, or he was going to have a terrible fight on his hands, one that even with his magics was likely to end poorly for him. Even if he could bring down one of the living siege engines, it would only spark the entirety of the tribe to truly torment him. The choice was obvious, and so the old man carefully got down on his knees and lowered his head to the floor. Say what you would of the man, he knew one of his faults was the fiery pride within him, and often tried to do his best to quench it. Age had brought him incredible wisdom, but even with that, a part of him still felt stung that he was considered a prisoner after everything he and the tribe had been through. Yet he had to admit clearly and totally to himself that it was just ego talking, and he had come to understand the gravity of what he did as an offense to the very functioning of the world. Kendrick, I truly am sorry. Deep down I understand that. I swear on everything that I am, I do understand that much. I was ignorant, young and cocky, thus causing such calamity. But I just ask, beg even, that my century of service to fix that mistake is not done solely of self-preservation, but a genuine desire to mend the wrong I did. Once more the brute of a man softened just a little, but simply upended the rest of the basket on the counter and turned to depart, only casting a glance back as he did so. You only understand in part. But I suppose how could you do any better? You are just a simple human. With those last words, he left the room, closing the door behind him with at least a merciful grace, while the old man slowly leaned back to sit on his legs. His gaze was still down towards the floor for a bit, and a few breaths were needed to center himself and calm his mind. The words spoken were true. He could not understand fully the pain and suffering he had caused. His connection to the arcane, or as he came to learn of it, the divine, was that of an explorer, while their link to it was an instinctual and personal thing. In his arrogance and youth, he had stumbled across their tribe and headed heeded old foolish teachings to chase the wolves away from the source of power they so greedily hoarded. That act set into motion a cascading disaster that killed many of the tribe, destabilized and disrupted the source of power, and cemented his place as a monster to be chained. As he stood from his seated position, he turned back to the television, which had long since ceased its playback as the video he was following came to an end. Slowly he stripped himself down to nothing but bare skin, and then focused inwards on himself. And a strange irony to the young man, now comfort to the old. He pushed himself over the edge into that old and familiar pain. He could feel the bones cracking and sending shockwaves through his body, but the daily intentional infliction of his curse had made him confront and overcome such pain countless times. His skin thickened to that of a hide, and the white hairs began to form across his entire body as his fingernails curled and elongated into thick claws. The worst of the pains came from the legs, changing function to digitigrade, and his jaws elongating out to form a snout. At long last the tail formed, and he now stood as a wolf in the quiet room, taller and bulkier than he had been before. The tribe's curse had given him many unexpected boons after such a long life, including that longevity. The one that mattered most now was the peace of mind and security it brought him, as the old man carefully fished up the remote with practiced hands and started the video over once more. His daily routine was not finished until he ensured both sides of himself were amply stimulated for the day. Only then would he allow himself to delve into his spell work. Such was the routine he had fallen into for so long, yet a new twist of fate was rapidly approaching. And that's what we have thus far for Chapter 2. And again, we know what's going on, or well, the you guys in chat should know what's going on, but the audience, the reader, should think that this guy has become a werewolf. He should think of, oh, so werewolf is a curse, sort of thing. It's a curse bite. But again, we know the truth of what the bite actually is. I mean, it is a curse bite, but it doesn't turn you into a full werewolf. We do, Slash says. Yeah. Sarcasm! Woo. Yeah, so what do you guys think of the two? This is our introduction to Salazar, by the way, who was also named in other books. But, yeah, this is our introduction to Salazar for this book. I said, I didn't realize I had written so much. I just get in a flow state sometimes when it comes to writing. And I get very, like, when I say flow state when it comes to writing, I mean it. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god. What the fuck is wrong with my nose? Oh, you ever get that feeling where it's the tip of your nostrils? It's not It's not deep in your nose, but it's like it feels like there's a clog at the tip, the very top tip of your nose. Oh, what is that feeling? Oh, it's awful. Ugh. Stop it. Stop it. Alright. So, I started watching a new anime. I caught up with ReZero, so obviously I'm all caught up there. I started watching a new anime. We got to watch the awesomeness of Dorohedoro Season 2 yesterday, or I did at least. Oh, excuse me. So it was a great day yesterday. ReZero's episode 2 was yesterday, and so was Dorohedoro. So my Wednesdays have really good anime to watch. Holy shit. But I started watching a new one. And this new one is called Wistoria, Wand and Sword. Beautiful animations and quality. Beautiful animations and quality. Where do I want to put it? The story, though, I'm pretty... It's... There's a lot of, like... God, I don't know way to describe it. It feels bad. Like, there are good bits, and then there's like it feels padded, but then at the same time railroady. It's an incredibly weird feeling. I don't know the best way to describe it. I don't know. Like, it is clearly a battle anime, right? Because they are obsessed with the battles. I think every single episode has major fights. And I mean that as in, like, major fights that put other anime to shame. So it's clear that that's kind of their first focus is the combat and everything. Just funny to say. Yeah, it's I was debating on showing it, but I won't. No, I won't show it. Yeah, it's a very strange. A very strange feeling. Yes. Yes, that's the way to put it. Oh. I don't know when you were... I don't know when or if you were asked this. Ooh, that's loud. Woo! Turn you down. Anyway, when you were asked this, but do you think remakes have artistic merit? I do. I genuinely think that a remake can be done well. My go-to example of a remake done well, they call it a remaster, and we use that as kind of like a designation for it. But Remaster 1, aka Resident Evil 1 Remaster, the GameCube version, and then later the Steam version, which just like improved the visuals even more. That is what I would consider a remake that kept the heart and soul of the original, fixed up the problems, added more mechanics and depth to it. Like, that I would say is a proper, this is how you should do a remake. And then if we want to look in the same exact fucking series, you have Remake 3 and Remake 4, which is how you shouldn't do a remake. But at least Remake 4 was taking cliff notes to try it, right? But my god, oh my god. That Croaky Cat video is fucking great, by the way. Remake 2 acknowledges that Resident Evil 2 exists. Remake 3 doesn't even give that credit to Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 3 might as well not exist within the universe of Resident Evil. Like, there is no original Resident Evil 3 according to Remake 3. It's that dire of a situation. No, they are not. No, Croaky Cat's video on Resident Evil 4 is fan-fucking-tastic. It really is a soulless, pathetic thing. Like, I said it from the beginning. We even have it, we have the stream as evidence. Remake 4 was bad. It was a bad, bad game. Even without, because I didn't like Resident Evil 4 to begin with. And Remake 4 was worse. Now, originally, I would have given it more credit to say it was better, but then watching Croaky Cat's video and remembering, like, I blacked out all of Leon never shutting the fuck up, for example. Oh my god. I love the fact, too, that people were trying to be petty and spiteful to Croaky Cat about his take on the sounds and everything, and the sound mixing being fucked. And then he did it in his new video, also showed, like, oh, really? So it's me that's making this up, and went through? Oh my god. No, he didn't. He did not lie during that video. I don't know what you're talking about, Pip Pip. He did not lie during that video. Unless you can give me a full example, but yeah. You need to give me a proper example. Where did he lie? Yeah, Remake 4 was terrible. Terrible, terrible remake. I hated it because of the shitty knife mechanics pairing everything. Like, it completely ruins all of the fear and tension that you have. The awful gunplay. The gunplay in Remake 4 is probably the worst gunplay I've ever experienced. Like, the gunplay is probably the worst thing I have ever experienced in a game. I am like, oh my god, Leon's drunk-ass aim, and then it's still RNG if he's going to shoot where he's aiming, even if you have the laser pointer, which only works on 2 fucking guns. On top of that, you then have the fact that the bullets are slow, which Croaky Cat didn't bring up, but I'll fucking bring up. The bullets being slow is infuriating. And then the enemies having an RNG only chance of being affected by critical hit locations. Fuck. That gunplay and combat was so bad. I don't know why. They're like, oh hey, the dude gets shot in the head. It's an RNG chance of you staggering them. RNG only. Well, what if I fully aim in and stuff like that? Oh, it's only a slightly higher RNG chance. Fuck you. Seriously, fuck you. And then he was showing, as Croaky Cat showed, you can dump 5 fucking rounds into a dude's head and they still won't flinch a single time. It's like, oh my god. Well, you're just being stubborn at that point. $5 from Ludwig Williams. I don't like remakes or remasters in any context. Imagine remaking Metropolis with color, sound, CGI, and lens flare. That would be awful. Again, you're taking the most extreme of it. Like I said, Remake 1, aka Remaster 1, is genuinely how you should do it. Resident Evil 1's remake is actually how you should do a remake. Oh my god, pairing the chainsaw with a knife. Again, I hate the fucking knife and parry mechanics so much. Oh. Oh, this is such a painful game. Oh yeah, have you never played Remake 4? Because Leon has drunk aim, it's RNG still, and the bullet like trajectory is fucked. And I'm glad Kroby Cat showed that, right? Of like pulling the trigger and then the bullet will hit 10 feet to the left or right. It is fucking bad. It's fucking bad. And then, again, critical hit locations being an RNG chance on top of the fact that the bullets can just go fuck off somewhere. Nowhere where you're aiming. Doesn't help that Ashley's AI is way worse and will run in front of you while you're fighting. Oh my god. Yes, it was more video gamey that Ashley was glued to you in the original game. But you know what? That made her presence tolerable. Because it was an escort quest. The most of the game is an escort quest. So her being glued to you was actually a good thing. Because it meant you didn't have to worry about her as much. And the worst part is you can't leave her in like a locker or something. She'll come out of the fucking locker to ruin your day. Is there anything over here? Anything interactable? No, so this is just a thing? Is there a big bad here? I feel like I don't want to leave until I'm sure, but I don't see any quest markers or anything for like ones we can pick up. Let me go up top again and look around. We don't really have a jump capability to get up all this. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, Ludwig, I think your stance is way too inflexible. Because there was genuine talent and artistic merit in Remake 1. Resident Evil 1 deserved proper treatment. Because how many people were going to go back and actually play RE1 properly, right? What I am glad about, though, is that Capcom has released all of the classic REs so you can play them. So that's why we now have the peak of the series, which was Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Now that is properly playable for everybody. So I am well pleased that that exists. Yeah, no, we completed it. Wow, alright. I didn't expect to complete that. I'm not gonna lie. I thought for sure like there would be a quest or something in there. There's usually quests inside the delves. But it's been a long time since I've run these delves. There we go. Get that. Of course they were going to put DRM on it. Like, again, I hate that it exists, but it's one of the most, like, of course they were going to do it. But you know what? Fuck it. I get Resident Evil 3 on PC without needing to use emulator. I'm happy with that. I'm not contented, but I'm happy at least. And I'll take At least getting some fucking happiness out of this situation. Instead of never putting RE3 on Steam ever and just forcing people to play the god-awful remake. Okay, where's the quest here in the Deep Graves? There's probably somebody outside of it. Yeah, there they are. Oh, shit. Whee!
Mind the wisps. This is no place for the living. Not anymore. If you're here to honor lost friends, you should come back next season. Wisps are...
Oh yeah, I don't need to... I forgot. We don't need to listen through this stuff. I just enjoy the fact that we have all the... we can actually replay all the dialogue and stuff now. Very nice. Good change. Very good change.
I'd be dead if not for you.
Oh, there's a traveler. Yep. I agree. I'm glad that, like, it's just one of the funniest things, because as we often joke about how corporate, like, suits have no concept of, like, what people actually want or what reality is. It's like, to actually get a business degree, you have to become more retarded. It's like a prerequisite, or it feels like it's a prerequisite, you know?
You are the sun on my scale.
Okay. I'll be so happy once I get Templar up to 50. Also, I need to check Arcanist for what stats and passives and things they have.
Won't you come with me?
Because Arcanist is the new class. So I need to actually look into what Arcanist even, like,
You have wandered
offers.
far. Rest now with me. Why do you resist? I offer you peace.
Be strong, stranger. Be gone, spirit.
Begone, spirit. They're not the only. They're not a spotless actor, but oh, we'll talk about some of the drama
No, she
with
is not dis- I wonder if this. He didn't.
with them. One of the big ones being, like, renaming themselves from Good Old Games to GOG to begin with, so that they no longer had to be constrained by the age of the game. That corporate speak. We're talking about corporate retardation. But another thing we need to talk about is you need to keep in mind, you don't actually... I know people talk about owning the games on GOG, right? Yeah, no, now I think they've gone back, because the original creator of GOG now has reacquired the company. So I think now they're officially going back to being just called Good Old Games.
Why are you searching my belongings? I came to this hallowed place to learn. Not... Of course, I should have expected this. Tell the generous Jajai, my wife. I'm talking about my wife. My wife lives. She's blessed by an... Only here. It must be the proximity to the Hist reclaiming its dead.
Uh-oh. Well, that's bad.
A traveler. Welcome. Rested? Of course I am. Don't I look like a beautiful high elf noble? Are you with the Dominion? I am Valrendel's wife.
Whoa, SpaghettiOs. But anyways, people think like, oh, but I own my games if I buy through GOG. You actually don't. GOG can revoke the license. You still have the installer, right? Like, but if you ever lose that installer,
All around
well,
you I see
you're shit out of
marks
luck,
that
right?
spirit's tendrils. You have been to the Altmer's camp. What did you find? Wife? He came with no wife. How could... Legends say you cannot destroy Wisp Mothers, just as you cannot destroy the moon. I always make plans.
Okay, the fragmented urn. Okay. Yes, to be fair, like, it is retarded, but remember, Setch, the people are retarded, so a name like that probably made many morons think GOG only sold old games. To be fair, correct. That probably was at least some people's minds. Because you always have to, like, do that caveat of, like, sure, there's probably some bumbling fucking idiot out there that thinks a smear of shit on a page is high art. Ooh! Hello, little serpents. Little snakes. Little sneaky snakes.
The urn you carry once contained the cursed souls of those who can... I must conduct the rite. Your duty is simple. The vessel calls to souls long lost. They come. The artifact is you should take the vessel to the... You may, I don't know.
You, my wife, lies. She told me you'd say something. She may have forgotten a few details. What? Very well.
I do like the moral choice questions in ESO.
What is this place?
Ruined our lives together.
Beep. My favorite Elder Scrolls race. Well, they're not really a race, but I want to say werewolf so badly. But the Saxiliel, the Argonians.
You were right. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, I'm in combat. The wolves did get done dirty in Skyrim. Have you seen the new Wolves here, Kelbeck? Were you here yesterday to see us go over the Wolfies? What they got? Because they got some big changes. Oh, I will show you the big changes then. It's a good deal. Good deal. Ugh. Okay. My favorite example is in Morrowind, the Khajiit who learned to grow moon sugar there. A skooma ring stole his work. Do you turn him in or not when he just wants it for religious purposes? Mm-hmm. That's the thing I find funny, is that moon sugar is actually an item that can be used for religious purposes, right? Ah. Becomes like, it says hardcore narcotic. It's the same thing with his sap, right? As we learn, his sap is incredibly, has incredible narcotic capabilities. The poor guy in Stone Falls, when you're actually at Ebonheart, he's just like, I can see everything.
Curse the Dominion. If only we had more agents.
I can see everything. I've never seen this guy
Keep
before.
your voice down. The Dominion has taken Murkwater.
Oh,
Can't
Murkwater.
afford
I've done
to be caught.
Murkwater before. Yeah. This is the Shadow Scales retaking Murkwater. Ugh. But you know what? We'll start this quest.
Step lightly.
Again, I've already
I
done these
spotted
quests many, many times, but I forget all of them. It's been so long. Basically, that's what it is, right? Like, no, I totally just religious purposes only. Oh, that'll put us in line here, though. I should really go to the spawning pools first to continue the story. Wow. All right. This is also where you learn. This is one of the many reasons why I'm like, the Dominion are a bunch of fucking shitheads. Like, they have. I don't care if they have a tangential claim on the throne. At least they have a tangential claim compared to the Daggerfall Covenant. Fuck them. But this is the bullshit we're dealing with here. The spawning pools. Or sorry, the hatching pools.
Keeper Omnise was. I take note.
Which is just some
The
total
extent of this attack device can and hate mean.
Some total fucking nonsense. Who's worse, Witcher elves or Elder Scrolls elves? It depends on what lore you're going with in Elder Scrolls. Because remember, Elder Scrolls lore is so inconsistent. And I love the people that are like, yeah, that's ESO that did that. No, it is not ESO that did that. Bethesda has never given a shit about Elder Scrolls lore, ever. The number of retcons in Elder Scrolls lore is wild. Oh, God. Okay, well. Again, I'm not saying that... what I'm saying with the whole GOG thing is, don't give undue praise. You know what I mean? Like, give them the praise that they actually deserve for being a very customer-focused company, right? But you need to keep in mind that they are still a company, and they can indeed take away your ownership of the titles. Now, people argue, well, you have the EXEs for that. But if you take away ownership of the titles, if you ever lose the EXEs, well... good luck. So that's what I mean. Don't just paint them with a broad brush, right? The actual exacting details are the most important. One more? Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, for which elves are worse, I would probably say, given what we're about to experience here in Elder Scrolls Online, I'm probably gonna say the Elder Scrolls elves are worse. There is an insane. You need an insane level of wickedness to do what they're going to do here. Like, this isn't like just casual cruelty. This is like, oh my god. Fuck the Dominion levels of cruelty. Like, I don't care what point you may had, your entire fucking, like, argument and your entire claim is null and void. Fuck you. Give me two, be nice. Fine, fine. Find one more. Are you swarming? Yes, you're swarming. This is the only downside about the swarming nest, is that it takes time for them to pull out more. Oh! Oh, if you do that to me, that'd be really nice. Come on. Appreciate that. I gotta inform the keepers. Do not let them use this concoction.
The Kaguti walk amongst the Gwar, but the Kaguti gore the Hist to drink its sap. A weapon once gifted to the Wasp children. Bound. The Kaguti thought themselves clever to... The Kaguti think the Gwar won't bite off the tusk that strikes it. Now the Kaguti are brought down to... The Gwar...
Okay. So now...
If you're another Dominion retainer come to mock our hatching ritual, we won't stop you. Not that we have a choice.
See, this one thing I also like about ESO is the fact that if I was playing an Argonian, the dialogue is different, right? Playing this zone the first time as an Argonian made me depresso. Yeah. And then this instilled in me a righteous hatred of the Dominion, to say the least. Yeah, this is Shadowfen. This is the outskirts of the Black Marsh. I'll be curious how normal people, so non-Argonians, how they will function inside the deep marsh, where like the rampancy of disease and insects and things like that keep all but the Argonians out. Well, the Argonians and the Naga and stuff like that. But, you know.
The Dominion tells us nothing. Those who left, they killed. Those who stayed, they let live. As we speak, the eggs grow moist. Then go. Light the braziers in the Zanmirs of First Light.
Okay.
They're almost like the spinners from back home.
Yeah, this one is...
Couldn't we spare them, sir?
This one's rough. This zone is really rough.
Don't you understand, Private? These savages are the enemy.
Do you think there wasn't much change between the Altmeri Dominion and ESO and the Thalmor and Skyrim? There was when you actually play the
It's his order.
when you actually play the Dominion storyline. You get to see it's a lot of like political schemings and problems behind the scenes. That the Queen Irene is not as she's not as in control as she would like to appear to be. Ow. You know, she projects strength and everything, but oh my god. It starts off with an attempted assassination of their queen. Yep. Yep. That's that kind of sets the groundwork and tone for exactly how the Dominion storyline is going to go. The very start of the Dominion storyline is there's an assassination attempt against Queen Irene.
Then the lizards get theirs, and we leave this muckwallow for good.
It's Grynus. He's being a goober. Who are being attacked, by the way. The refugees are being attacked by the Covenant. Like, it really is. The Ebonheart Pact really are the, like, we're the good guys in this. And I know people are like, but what about what they do in the other zones? Okay, it's war, baby. Show me where the Ebonheart Pact are committing mass war crimes.
My kin? Keeper Uzathay can go count his scales. A Dominion dryskin cooked and ate one of our unhatched eggs. Though I'm sworn to the shell, I will not make the egg he consumed his final meal. He must pay for his...
He must pay for his crimes. You want to eat eggs, do you?
I'll eat her young.
I didn't get the thing off of him, damn. Oh, my inventory's full. Oh my god, I didn't realize I was being so... I didn't realize I was being so goofy. That means I need to throw some stuff out. Oh, get rid of this fish, yeah. That fish that I accidentally stole from someone. It was like, whoopsie. They are kind of in terms of ideology. They are similar in terms of ideology, because they are very much a whatchamacallit, superiorist. What's the way to do it? They are obsessed with their own race's superiority over everything else. The purity of the race is important.
Seems a foolish fancy.
So, chat, we've kind of skipped through it, but the Dominion is here, and they're doing something. We don't know what they're doing. And will we get to find out what they're doing?
The braziers burn atop the Zanmir's pinnacles. Tell me, what have you learned of the Dominion's plans?
And hatching will kill everyone in the hatching pools.
There must be more to it than massacre. What can they achieve by waiting before slaughter? They could kill us now and have done with this place. Something sinister is at work, but we have no time. The hatching will soon begin. Then there is hope. As the hatching approaches, the Dominion will likely observe the ritual. Would you stand with us, despite the danger? Then we should begin.
Yeah, again, there's a war, but then the Altmeri Dominion do this.
Time of hatching has come. We gather by the boughs of the Hist. What have they... No, this cannot be. What have they done?
Ahate! No!
The Dominion. They'll doom us all. The Hist. I cannot feel the Hist. This must be why the Dominion waited. Without the Hist, the eggs can't hatch. Now there's only four.
They sabotage the birthing.
Forming around the tree.
They're literally killing infants.
To do Ahate. The same will happen to our unhatched eggs. I'll offer myself to Sithis in exchange for holding back the void. It must be done. Save, keep the eggs from the void. Protect Sithis. I implore you. Shield our unhatched eggs from the void. Sithis, exchange my life for the void.
Now you actually have a timer that you have to go try and save as many as you can.
We must save the eggs.
This is the kind of shit I'm talking about, by the way.
The mist. It's killing the eggs. Dominion. They're coming.
Yeah, why don't you tell me how the Dominion are totally good here? When it's like, dude, you're literally,
Hold back the void for much longer.
literally killing children. Little babies. And there, the rest of them got taken. It's like, yeah, this is where I was fully on board with. Alright, total Dominion fucking death. This is the way you want to go about it? Alright. Salt the fucking earth.
He's gone. He died for the eggs. Some, you say? They murdered our hatchlings, our children. Why? But you saved some. That is... it's a good thing. It must be a good thing. We must restore our link to the Hist. Without it back, then the danger is graver than I thought. The Nemec...
And we must leave this place. Oh, I forgot, I need to get my bow and arrow up, but I'm not at 50 woodworking yet. Yep, it's fucked up, alright. This is why it's like when you play as an Argonian and you go through this, you're like, oh my god.
What do you want?
What happened?
If Assistant Talixus is with you, where are the others?
Then we're too late.
Thank Vivek, some good news. What of the Namek egg? Have you... I think I know.
Alright. Yeah, it just gets... It doesn't get less fucked up, by the way, as we go. It's the worst part. That's the big one, though. That is like the... Oh, yeah, tell us how good the Dominion are. Mm-hmm. Fuck you. Absolutely fuck you. Okay.
But you at Foyen docks. I hear they never would have held without you.
I wanted to go on that island. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Yeah, and remember, the dude we killed, the commander, literally broke open some of the eggs to eat them.
Augment what was...
So, you know, we're not talking about good people here. Oh, nope. I always feel bad that the, everything, yeah. The Imperials. I'd rather have the Imperials. You wouldn't want the Dunmer to rule. Holy fuck. That'd be a nightmare for so many.
I saw the keeper in town. So sad.
Didn't you hear?
Okay.
The hatching almost didn't happen.
I see why he's been upset. If all those unborn withered away,
Yeah, 50, we can get that.
unthinkable.
We're getting there, and then I can undo these, because we'll never need them again. I've done a few world bosses. You can still solo them as Wolf. Okay, my EXP thing wore off. I want to show Kelbeck. Kelbeck, are you still here? Okay, I want to show him the new werewolf. So I'm going to get over here to the way shrine first. Oh, wait, I can also go here now, right? Should have been long enough. But I want to show him the new werewolves. Because they made big changes.
You don't get a lot of...
Hell yeah. Okay. Un momento. Yeah, so they made big changes. Big changes to our wolfers. Like that's what that Nord character actually is. He's a werewolf too. I'm just leveling up the one stuff so that I can actually have level 50 on the passives for it. I need to check what Arcanist has for passives though, because it might genuinely be the case where maybe Arcanist might have better passives, but I doubt it. We'll see. Because Werewolf very much is reliant upon passives. This is the playtest server. I just need to see what the passives are. Alright, first and foremost, do we want to be a ne'er-do-well? Do we want to be... How badly do we want to be a ne'er-do-well? Do we want to try and, like... eat people? Oh, yeah. This armor is literally called the Skin Changer armor. But it's not just Skin Changer. I have it changed to a couple things. I need to check what these all are. But yeah. Yeah, so here is the new werewolf. It looks so much better in game. I don't like that it still looks like a hyena face a little bit, and the bat ears, but hopefully they'll get that sorted out. A lot of people complained about the hyena face and the bat ears. I don't know why I'm looting anything. I can't use it. This is the playtest server. Hang on, I want to show... Because there's the new mechanic. And I don't know if Grindus got to see the new mechanic. Or if anybody else did, but yeah, hold on. I need to go in the breach. Fisherman here nearby. Oh, fuck, guard! We have a guard nearby. That's what we have nearby. Ah!
Oh, I was sent for you.
Oh, there we go. There's an enemy. There's a person. Oh, yep. Werewolves can assassinate now.
The Watch has bigger problems, like that giant. I'd avoid lost prospects if I was
Another. Ah! The guy. No! The guards sapped my strength. No! Owie. Run! The guards took the woofie from me. Oh my god. And the woofie is back! Yeah, take care, Calbeck. I'll break dance for you a little bit. The new dodge animations are great. Oh my god. Yeah, that's fair. That's entirely fair. Oh, dude, the new werewolf just feels so much better. I cannot wait to actually have this on the real server. But we're definitely respecking off of Pack Leader. I like Berserker Wolf the most. Yeah, now Werewolf properly feels like its own class. Like it's just a hidden class trait you can get. So that's pretty nice. Anyways. They also have skins, stuff like that. So you can be a white werewolf, pure black, an ashen gray. There's four skins they have right now, but you have to get them. You have to earn them basically. One of them's the Hersine's Hunter, and I'm not sure how we get that one. I'm gonna fucking go for it. No way, I'm not gonna go for it. Hersine's Hunter. Oh no. Oh. Can't believe Mel Gibson's not on that list. Alright. Alright. I am going to go early. No, we're not leaving. We're not done. But since we're already in a downtime lull, and my stomach is telling me that I got to go to the bathroom, I'm going to go grab some food for lunch, and I'm going to go to the bathroom. So, I will BRB. Yes, BRB. And then we'll continue our grinding and just chitty chat and everything like that. But yeah, BRB momento. back with the za. I've got some pizza. Oh. Oh, saints preserve me. Saints preserve us. Whew. Yeah, to re-answer the question that got asked earlier, what's my favorite race in Elder Scrolls? I wonder if there's a, a bit of a type going on here. Yeah. Hey, multiple entity bosses, yeah. They are a bit rough. Pizza. No. Alright.
Slept straight through the night. Feels like the first time in forever.
Make sure you don't sleep away another morning, or you will be short of
God, I have so far to go. Maybe I should do a woodworking order real quick. Normal Nightwood Restoration Staff, normal Nightwood Shield. Pupper. It's a pupper. Okay, no trait. Yep. So we need 2 resto staffs. Okay. And then we need just 1 normal shield. Okay. Where's the nearest Rick Quartermaster? Oh, okay. Greetings. Oh. Wolf riding a wolf. Woof, 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 woof. Woo! Okay. Oh, it didn't give me anywhere near as much as I thought it would. Oh, good lord. Good lord. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. Okay. Now, we need to continue on this way. There so we can start doing this and Murkmire or Murkmire? Murkwater. Oh well, I got a Hullet Heart.
Are you here to help? In that case, excellent.
Then
Okay. Oh, I love ESO. Like, I'm very much of the opinion I don't care when people say, like, but ESO retcons the lore of Elder Scrolls, like, and you're telling me that Bethesda has not retconned the lore of Elder Scrolls in every fucking Elder Scrolls game they've released, even to the point where they will fuck it up in the same game. Don't come at me with that weak sauce.
I sit this. It's about nice to know something. Then the plan has.
Again, I like this a lot more when we are playing an Argonian, though, because they will actually acknowledge which race you are, which is really nice. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. We really gotta stop catering into the mentally ill. The mentally ill.
You must be the one Radithak spoke. Indeed. The Dominion took particular interest in a local scholar named Haj. You can't see the work we do from the shadows. However, this operation would be doomed. The Keystone, the Aliads kept...
Okay.
This is beyond what we usually handle. But the shadow scales are up for any... Did she now? I suppose I can spare one of my scouts. Tell me what you need. Do you prefer someone good with a bow, or good with a blade? One of my archers will suffice. Showtime, this is beyond what we usually handle. We're Paleheart...
Okay. Welcome, look at that. I've got a shadow scale Deadeye with me, baby. Like, oh, Skyrim is dog shit. Dude, I am fully on board of the camp that Skyrim is an absolute terrible fucking game. People have weird memories of Skyrim and not realizing that their experiences are usually heavily fucking modded. Skyrim itself, terrible combat, terrible storyline, like genuine absolute dog shit.
what's going on?
The only thing good about Skyrim is the modding scene in and of itself. Yeah, Skyrim is a modding platform. It is not a game. I lost my meat.
Who are you? Follow me closely. I'll keep you hidden.
What is this?
Who's there? I didn't. I thought no one would come for us. It should be fine.
I couldn't bear to dig much longer. I'm glad you came.
Okay, whoa. Again, I'm zip-zooping along because I've already done this quest line and everything like that, like 9 times. Stay a while and listen. Oh my god.
I have new orders from Paleheart. Come speak to me at the excavation site.
Okay.
Don't worry about Hajj-Tul. Very good. We've learned that if that's the shadows...
Now time to murder.
I should sleep like a log tonight.
Move to black!
I cast murder! You think Skyrim spell's gonna be broken? I think it already has been, because most people are willing to admit that Skyrim is dog shit. And I see it in the wild, right? It's not one of those things where it's only in certain circles. I see the talks about how bad Skyrim is in the wild now. Sorry, sound loss.
You've done excellent work. You should have the... Paleheart requested you return.
My knife! Yep, and now the shadow scales are launching their attack. The counterattack is in. Let's go, boys.
I could hear the fire salts exploding from here. Good work. My agents will make quick work of the Dominion's forces. Now, to end this, do you still have the Relaeus lore keystone?
Aesthetic-wise, GTA 3. But vibe, I like Vice
Radithax
City.
and I think you should be the one. Radithax, if you will.
Of course. May sit this watch over you, my friend.
Radithax, are you hurt?
I'll be fine. I have the marsh in my veins.
You and the keystone are now one. You'll know when the time comes. If you're leaving soon, take word.
Scales of Retribution. Beautiful little history. The one thing I am glad that they've finally changed was they started to do away with this being the Argonian dwellings, right? Because the mud huts didn't make any sense.
The Dominion will destroy us all.
Thankfully, they've changed that. And now we're getting actual dwelling thing. I don't know if I can show that, though. Hold on.
The Hist will abandon us if a Dominion soldier communes with him.
what I can to pass along your concerns.
Does anybody remember what the island is called?
How dare you allow this to continue? What about the Dominion soldier? What will you do about him?
The Dominion will destroy us all.
Because they started doing proper, like, swamp dwelling stuff instead of the mud hut thing. Because a bunch of people pointed out, like, you wouldn't build mud huts in a swamp. Like, your house would constantly be falling in and shit like that. Why would you do that to yourself?
How dare you allow this to continue? What about the Dominion soldier? What will you do about him?
The Dominion will destroy us all.
They seriously don't have any of them here on display? You gotta be kidding me. They have none of them on display. Wow. Wow, fuck it. Alright.
If you're...
The Hist will abandon us if a Dominion soldier communes with him.
I already checked my collected. I don't own it.
Pilgrims have gone missing. Shimate presides over the Murkwater, that poor village. Shimate presides.
Okay.
What? The pain's gone. I feel strong again, fully healed. Ed, then the guides told the truth. Thank you for my strength and my life. I'll visit Malak's fury upon our clan. They'll pay the blood price for abandoning my... When I leave this place, I will return to... and assassinate Gordag. I plan to.
So, this is setting... I think this is setting up Orzammar, right? I think you meet her again? Because they do that a few times, where they'll set up, for another thing.
Why would someone who would take the relics? 3 simple stones. I'll remain here to protect our history.
Why do you bother me? I have troubles. You would speak. I heard a strange noise by her cart. I saw. I had nothing to do with it. Whoever it...
I'll remain here to protect.
No.
I'll remain here to...
There we go. Yeah, you meet so many characters and then they show up later in the storylines. It is hard to track. Like, but I do like that if you actually have met them before, they'll acknowledge the fact that they know who you are, and that can actually change things and the way things play out. And I like that a lot. So the world actually feels like it's reacting to what you're doing. Again, you don't need it to be like some world-changing thing, but having people acknowledge, like, hey, I remember you from this. Like, small little things like that are really nice. Oh, yeah. Again, we're going to get in a storyline here later where the choice I made earlier caused
What will you do about him?
one character to fall.
The Dominion will destroy us all.
Kayak, do you make a habit of barging into houses? I know nothing about stolen relics. Now get out of my house.
I haven't mentioned relics.
Wait. Some high elf pilgrim offered my tail's weight in gold for those things. But after he saw them, he said they were useless.
Alright. Wee.
Did you recover our relics stolen by one of our own? He knew their lack of worth to outsiders. Perhaps his egg spent too much time in the shade before his hatching. No matter.
AKA, he's
enough
retarded.
you returning to us.
I love that saying, by the way, for the Lizardmen. I've carried it on. Sorry, for the Argonians, the Saxileel. I've carried it on into the Lizardmen in my setting. Where that is a reference for being retarded. Your egg spent a lot of time in the shade, didn't it? Alright, here we go.
You made it. I wasn't.
Alright.
I once split an arrow.
What a fortuitous event meeting you here. I hope your hunting went well. Settling a bet with my friend Angwe. She disparulted my profession, and I mean to see that she is properly punished.
Yep.
My gratuitousness knows no bounds. I'm not certain my reputation would survive the humiliation of paying off this bet. Here, take this. It may not help a hunter of your obvious adroitinosity, but you deserve something for your efforts.
Yep, it supports controller. This game is actually on Xbox and PlayStation as well.
Your perpetuity has been exposited. Now pay up, Angwe.
Inaz is a hunter, he hunts both east and west. If you ever need a hunter, Inaz is the best. I'll never be able to show my face in Hismir again.
That's what you get for trying to cheat in a bet, you bitch.
You saved this next while I'll need to run. Fine.
Oh, and people acknowledge what you've done, too.
Where could they be? The pilgrims were supposed to arrive hours
So,
ago.
like, when you're walking through towns and stuff like that, people will acknowledge, like, hey, you helped that one village and stuff like that. But it feels more, they don't just do it, like, if I went to Skyrim right now, I wouldn't hear about it in the Rift, as example, right? They wouldn't be like, oh, you helped that one village in the marshes. No, the Argonians care about it, so they're the ones that'll talk about it.
I expected.
Yeah, and again, your race matters. So, you'll have ones where people will treat you differently depending on who you are. Now, admittedly, sometimes you get a little tarded questions. But yeah. There are some exceptions, and it's usually with recurring characters. But yeah, praises are local. What do you mean, do the factions matter? Do you mean in terms of the war? Or do you mean like the guilds and stuff? Because the factions do matter. Again, we just killed some Dominion soldiers right there.
Have you found any signs of our missing pill? What were the Dominion?
But if you mean otherwise, like if I play Ebonheart and you play Dominion, can we not play together? No, no, no. You can play with anybody. Yeah, faction matter for PvP.
Pilgrim, the trial of the mind awaits below. Your goal is in communing with the Hiss teaches who we were before, makes us what we are now. To remember our ancestors. Okay, so get each person. So Junie took the axe with Awas. So fight with their own weapons. So Zot Stones with Botsy. And then obviously the Hiss app here. So what this thing is trying to tell us, we are getting a signal from the Hist, because remember the Hist are outside of time. So the Hist are like communicating, are trying to communicate a thing to us to let us know, hey, you need to do this if you want this to continue. The trial of the mind, faster than Captain Hinamo, might I add. Your next trial is that of the heart, where unnecessary distraction and digression lead to failure. Follow the well-traveled path.
Oh, I like this one. I like this quest a lot, by the way. Go to the first waypoint.
You're the hero who defeated Sadal at Tormented Spire. My respect.
Go to the second waypoint.
Someone, please help me. Please, I need your help. So embarrassing. I twisted.
I'll escort you back. So again, if you actually continue the thing, you'll actually lose parts. But no, this is actually part of the quest. If you actually escort her back, sacrificing yourself to help another, you actually succeed this trial. Fast, and very fast. I can't remember what my walk button is.
The other one, the elf, he ran right past me. Well, a good deed is its own reward.
Yeah, so the Dominion guy ran past her.
I've waited for you. You've undertaken the trial of the heart.
Did I run out of time?
Time is meaningless, for the true test lies within your own heart. You willingly failed a task to help someone in need. This was a necessary distraction.
I remember, time is meaningless is an important phrase for the Hist.
The trial of the Fang remains before you. You must fight while at great disadvantage. Bimikas will assist you in your preparations.
And here you have to take the poison in yourself. A poison that will affect Argonians, by the way. And pretty heavily, too. And then you have to do battle against the tribal members.
Another pilgrim? So few today beyond yourself and that Dominion soldier. Are you ready for the trial of the Fang? He finished his trials before you arrived, and is currently in communion with the Hist. I do. It's quite simple. Defeat any of these warriors in single combat to pass the trial of the Fang. Oh, and you must drink poison. Nothing.
Give me the poison.
Here. When you feel the poison's fire in your veins, challenge any warrior to sing.
Alright.
What would you? Your sickly pallor. Enough. I yield. You fight like Wamasu.
I see no lingering effects from the root rot poison. Yes, and you good. It is different for every pilgrim who drinks.
Ready to drink this up. Here we go. Sorry, dreams from the Hist. I need my food. I ran out of foods.
My love, I found the right mixture. You've heard it before, I know, but this time I feel it in my scales. Drinking this will allow all of us to commune with the Hist. We'll regain what our people lost. I guess it's now or never. The Hist is in my mind. So strange. I must...
The Hist is in my mind.
Years of work, and it all comes to this. You should be the one. You communed with the Hist, refined the... Worked. Oh, and it's so beautiful. I must tell the others.
The Kothringi are upon us. Quickly, activate the Zot stones. Such much power were it ever to fall into the Kothringi's hands.
No, because that would require a foundational fix. That's the problem. It's the same problem with Starfield. The foundation is rotted. Like, you'd have to fix everything from the ground up.
You return. As roots do, Zot stones. The Hist may be showing you a way to defend Hismir against some future threat, but I have not heard of Hist Amber in an age. You should speak with Kamaxe. If anyone gone, whatever the Hist showed him, he was in a hurry to act.
Yeah, he's in a hurry to act, all right.
The look in your eyes. You've communed with the Hist, I see. You and the Dominion Captain make 2 outsiders in one day. Fruit of the Hist. Its magic once powered the Zot stones, but oh no. Captain Hinamo also asked about the Hist Amber. Then he left here in great haste. If he possesses any amber, he could use the Zot stones upon the Root Steward to ward the western ruins. If you find any Hist amber, keep it from Captain Hinamo's hands and return it as swiftly as you can. I pray the Hist cares not for kingdoms or politics. It shares.
Alright. I'm trying to eat this pizza too. That was some spicy sausage. Whew. Some spicy sausage. Oh! It was really spicy. Good lord. It was like it was a booby-trapped sausage. Because there's only the one. There's only the one. But it's so hot, it's still burning my mouth. What the fuck?
One side is back.
Thoughts on deplatforming? Deplatforming is fucking stupid. Unless they're doing some actual criminal activity, which then fine, right? Again, they're conducting illegal activities. But deplatforming is so fucking stupid. Again, he encourages, endorses, and funds extremism, right? We're not talking about, like... I'm not talking about a freedom of speech situation here. We're talking he actively calls for the harming, the elimination, the murder of people he doesn't like. And then rallies around terrorist organizations and fundraises for them. So, like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's not a free speech issue. There is such a thing as illegal speech.
You have not pleased the Hist today. Rather, you fulfilled the Hist's expectations. A subtle distinction, but necessary. You unlocked a secret from our past, one so well hidden.
I need to backtrack to get this. Oh no, I've never used Root App. I haven't used it. Yeah, where's your door at? Oh, there it is. Again, absolutely. I think it's entirely okay. Like, you would have to argue why his unprotected speech. Why is he allowed to do that?
Rajin Shadow! Zara thought you... Zara asks you that question. Scout is... Step light. Unknown. If this big, as companions as you see, mages, to find things that are hidden. They have the most exquisite library. Just study evening. With regret, no. Zara is very clear. If you think it best, Zara agree.
Oh. Remember, calling for violence for the extermination of someone is not protected. Oh, excuse me. Was it seriously right back here? Oh, it is. Ha! The first problem is that people would say that he's right because he's not allowed to say what he said. No. Fuck those people. Look, those people are retarded. Again, he needs to be held... We can't do this nonsense of, oh, only one side gets to be held to a standard. No, fuck that. He should be held to the exact same standard as everyone else. He's not special, even though he likes to think he is.
Like ice running down Zara's back.
He's just a fucking incompetent loser. And again, a violent and delusional one at that. Again, he should have been held to account for violating the embargo against Cuba. He already should be in prison. He actively admits the fact that he steals all of his fucking content. Yeah, so exactly, so fuck him. Who gives a shit? Oh no, you silence him because you fear what he says. Oh, boo-hoo. Again, they will always try to use your virtue against you. Our virtues
Wrong
are not their
surrounds us.
shield.
Step forward.
Ow! Get for looking over at chat, talking instead of watching the fact that I was going into a painful ow.
There. Zara was worried for a moment, but we've done it. Travel to Alton Koroman to have it appraised. Surely Zara has dealt with Captain One-Eye in the past. She is wily. But Zara is her match. Here is compensation for your efforts.
Which is beyond measure. Oh no, he's worse than that. He's way worse than just a fucking dumb SJW loser. He's what's known as a champagne socialist, right? The worst type of communist. Oh my god. Excuse me. I was hoping this guy would respawn here quicker, but because I don't think the delve will count unless we kill Fenlord. So I have a feeling someone murked him and then didn't take anything off of his body. Tony, I love you. And okay, and you love me. No, come on! Please! Respawn a bit faster! Respawn a bit faster! Bastard bitch. Oh, bastard bitch, shit fuck. Bastard bitch. Hey, wait. Will this force him to spawn? Oh. 10% bonus health. Nice. Fine. Fine, I'll be back for you later. Whee! Fine. Oh my god. Oh, I can't mount in combat. Fuck. Come on, go away. Go away. Go away, Wasp. Thank you. Oh, come on, digits. Oh, there's a dolmen going on right now. Yes. It's mine.
Summon the blood sacrifice.
Alright, that's it.
Is at hand.
No, somebody showed up and what do you got for me? Thank you. Nom 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 nom. Alright, werewolfy out! I mean, I guess while we're here, we might as well do this. The ruins are here, right? Oh, snacks! Woo, snacks. Woo. All right, I really need to undo werewolf if I want to get 50 on the Adric spear. So sorry, wolfies. I'm sorry, wolfies. I'll be back. You got a dilemma? What's your dilemma? I forget what the Mad God's bargain is. Yeah, I know it is, But I don't remember what the what the thing is. Personally, with how many skill points you can get in this game, I don't view skill points as like just enough of a reward. You know what I mean? Because you can get a ridiculous amount of skill points in this game. There's not actually a boss here. Or nothing. Oh my goodness. Itchy scratchy. Itchy scratchy. Oh, itch my scratchy. Not really. My night blade's an Omni Crafter. You can get a stupid amount of it as long as you're like remotely keeping on top of the Sky Shard situation. You'll come out with like oodles of points. Oh, and obviously don't waste it on like some of these things, right? Like Kenai, don't waste any of your points on Kenai, because why would you? Just keep your eyes open, for God's sakes. Oh. I really should go make a thing for me. I don't even do 1 point in Kenai, because when you get up here like the Rubido stuff, Rubidite and everything, it's bright red, for God's sakes. I can see that, because sometimes, in stuff like this, right, sometimes things like Ancestral Silk and stuff can blend in. I could see that for it. I got 4 minutes.
Vice Canon Haytamine asked us to... Vice Canon... How can I... Then you must...
Yeah, the Runestone one is useless because they do glow. And they stand out quite handily. By the way, am I crazy? Wasn't there Oblivion damage at one point? I feel like I'm on crazy pills, but I swore there used to be oblivion damage. There was. Did they remove it? Because it was unmitigatable?
The Dominion stirred up the Lamias nesting within. I'd smile wider than a slaughterfish at your. That's all? Then we must stop him, and quickly. Be swift.
What is or was oblivion damage? Oblivion damage is unmitigatable damage. It is a damage type that guarantees it will go through no matter what your resistances are. So it's a methodology to stop the super tanks, right? Because you can build yourself stupid tanky in this. Now, it wasn't the best damage option, but it was just a good, like, I will do true damage. Oh, that stretch feels real good. Hold on. Oh, chat. Oh, chat. Oh, my God. Woo. Woo. Oh, it's, you ever just have one of those stretches where it feels like you met God. Your whole body just kind of like relaxes out of it. You're like, oh yeah, it's good.
No, they've left Kazdi to die. Cursed brute Vitar. Brute Vitar sealed us out. Kazdi's fellows all dead, killed by dirty snake ladies. No doubt this pecked soldier kills poor Kazdi now. This swamp, questions, not blades? Yes. No, a high elf. Open sealed door, Kazdi can show. Ah! Pecked soldier. Simple. Kazdi wishes to stop the clawless high elf who kills swamp lizard babies and leaves Dominion soldiers to die. And see elsewhere again, maybe. If Kazdi shows you how to remove seal on door, you splatter Rubitar. Deal?
But I'm tying. It's like deal, but I'm tying your hands.
Now your keystone removes the rest of the barrier. See where it fits?
That was weird.
My blade shattered. What bears a knight with missing means? Only despair. her loin, no doubt. Grovel suitably for your... What madness! I, bereft of weapons and arms, and a slave.
Liege Lord real quick.
You bear the implements of my thralls, yet skin and sinew drape your bones. You're more than a wandering...
What treachery! The enchanter claims my liege lord's chambers. How could this... I know it. So the enchanter overthrew my liege lord with trickery. My oath binds me true. I must have been... Still your tongue, lowborn. Think not to abscond with the enchanter's phylactery, nor any other treasure within these walls, or so my oath compels me to say. Such wisdom in a slave. My oath was to forever bear...
Yeah!
Stand in thy presence. Show deference to your new liege lord.
I deny your claim upon me. Begone, foul trickster.
Shink, shink, shink. Shank that fucking ghost. Shank that ghost. Yeah! You thought you could escape the shiv because you're a ghosty ghost? Oh! What about ghost shivs, baby?
But only for a trice. If Meridia favors me, enchanter shall perish with the source of his power. Your thievery must be held account, but leniency is in order. Perhaps a finger of your choice? Slave, and you are no slave. And I am no longer a knight. But I discharge my oath in spirit as in flesh.
Okay. Side quest completed. Only 50% bonus now instead of 150. What? It's a bonus. No casting on my watch, baby. Wee! Wee! Alright, let's go. The other side, baby. There might be something neat in here. There is not. There's nothing. Okay. We can just scooch around the corner. Scooch, 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 scooch. Oh! Those are some weapons for sure. Damn! You're kidding me. Thank you.
Jiren Nuli Malam said I'd find you inside. I knew to expect you, but not one of... You'll forgive me for not thanking one of Vice Canon Rondar's murderers for turning her coat. But the Khajiit is your prisoner. You can't be serious. The Dominion stole our soldiers' skins, murdered a Vice Canon, and destroyed Argonian eggs at the hour of their birth. Beheading would be lenient. This Khajiit came with the Dominion soldiers who committed terrible crimes on Ruvitar's behalf. If not responsible, she is complicit. Is this truly your decision?
Oh my god. Ah, stop making it harder for me. Again, she didn't... Why she was all tied up and everything, I don't know, like, why. But again, she was abandoned by her commander. Commander's a piece of shit. Ugh. Oh, boop. Ooh, yeah, I see what you're saying. What I need to do is I need to figure out
Then we'll take charge of the Khajiit. Guard, treat her as my personal ward. I'll allow no reprisals against her. Once our soldiers take the entrance, we'll join you in the inner bailey. Wait. Should only one of us walk from these ruins, you must allow me to thank you on behalf of Shadowfen citizens. I must be sent if you have the chance.
No! I've nearly unlocked its secret! You'll make a fine test subject!
What? You're kidding me! I stunned and staggered and popped and bopped him and I fucking...
Ruvitar to Wamasu, but for now, let's recover the Namek egg.
Popped him, bopped him. Pat him on the head. Oh, it's outside, isn't it? I had the keystone though. Didn't we? We had the keystone. I tried to use it and said nothing happens. Or do I need to use it when he's trying to suck?
I'm almost afraid to touch them. You can't hear the noise? That Ruvitar... This will require all my concentration. Stay vigilant. Yes? I can hear the Namek egg. Such rage.
Vice Cannon? Is everything all right? The Namek egg holds her in some form of trance. We must wake her. What happened to the Vice? No doubt Ruvitar's doing. May his corpse dry to a husk. We must...
What?
Wondrous. You touch the Nim. They don't appear to be part of the Hist. Perhaps, possibly. Looks like we must get to the heart of the matter and leave no corner. Hmm? Oh, I'm more concerned with the state of the Hist than our safety. Don't you see? If we... I suspect we find and remove whatever...
no. I was always bad at these. Now we'll do those 3. Back to where we were, right? Why am I always so bad at these? Why am I always so bad at these? Ah! Wait, what? Ugh! I'm genuinely terrible at these kind of puzzles. These are the ones that are my bane. I would just reactivate this one. So if I do this, consider these 4. That leaves that one left. Fuck me. Alright. And does this restart it? Nothing happens. Brings it down to this. This will just be one left. I hate these so much. I'll just give it gets down to 1 again. Do this. I'm just moving the goal though. backtrack 1 second. Now again, that just gets us right back to where we were if I do that. Oh, man. Oh, I was so bad at this. I hate this. This puzzle's my bane. Holy fuck. Oh! Oh! Duh! Hold on. That, then this. Oh my god. Finally. Fuck off! I'm glad I'm done.
You've done it.
Oh my god.
Did you feel the air shift? There's something here, but I can't put my claw in it.
We heard the wails, felt the trembling of our brother's fear spreads through the roots. He claims the fleshwalkers boil our blood in vats of iron, all at a Daedra's command. Where is the truth in that? Then we leave our brother with the truth, Fleshwalker.
Our thoughts turn against us. Who else would have the will but the Fleshwalkers? Is it time for the Song of Sithis to bring the void? Our brother's thoughts roil like thunderheads, yet we do not understand. He says the Vice Cannons shed their skins like water snakes to hide their intentions. Where is the truth in that? Then we leave our brother with the truth, Fleshwalker.
Butcher.
Leave our... Oh no! Reload! Hold on. Error code out of memory.
We feel our brother's rage, but do not understand. He says the Dark Elf Vice Cannon tried to destroy the eggs at the hatching pools. What does this mean? The Dark Elf Vice Cannon returns to the old ways, when egg clutches hatched as slaves. She destroyed a hatching tool. We leave our brother with the truth, Fleshwalker.
What's happening? Everything fades away.
Small one, leave the rot memory. Come to us and speak.
Come to us and speak. Come to us and speak. Voice of the Hist.
Fleshwalkers rarely visit our dreams, small one. The walls of your thoughts bring warmth to our own. Soon we awaken to nourish ourselves back to health. You must leave or be dashed against our dreams. When you quickened our dream, we knew her great purpose and sent her beyond the dream. But you, we could not send you just yet. You healed the wounds inflicted by the Fleshwalker Ruvitar, small one. The Hist shall dream of you always. In seasons to come, we'll grow and blossom. Our roots will mingle with the withered roots of our brothers. They will heal as we do.
Go now and be blessed.
Begone and commit more crimes.
Alive and kicking, I see. As for me, I feel a decade younger. Can you see the healthy shimmer to my scales? You no doubt have questions. Please, ask. It's the least I can do after your help.
I'm on a ship.
After my soldiers retrieved us from... Did you feel the Hist slip inside your mind? Such strangeness within my head. Thoughts I didn't think myself. Listen to me. That's... Of course.
Started. Swamp to snow. This is what takes you into the rift. Or does it take you into the rift, or does it take you into East March? I think it takes you into East March, not the rift. And then you go from East March down. Yeah. I got it backwards. Okay, so we still have this one to go get, that to go get, that to go get, that to go get. That's okay. I can do that on my own time. Yeah, I need to go make myself a bow to replace these. So Hunding's Rage. We want to change out and put on the crit chance on a bow. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, go from there. And I'm gonna look up Oblivion damage real quick. Oblivion damage. Please hold. Please hold. Glyph of Decreased Health enchantment made with a subtractive potency rune of Okama will deal Oblivion damage. Okay, so it looks like Oblivion damage is still in the game? Okay, yeah. That's still in the game. Cool. So I'm going to do Oblivion damage on some of my stuff. Yeah. In the meantime, though, chat, hope you guys take care. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe and healthy. Get fit, get ripped. I will see you back here tomorrow. Oh, I need to come up with a movie for Saturday. I'll think about it for tomorrow. Bye for now, everyone.